Hi, I'm Philip Duncan. Thanks very much for joining us. We've got a very busy weather pattern in the Southern Ocean. In fact, to me, it feels more like winter, looking at what's going on down there with these huge storms, air pressures often down around 960, 950, even 940 hectopascals. There's another storm brewing right now. Now, it's not looking as bad as the one we've just had, and it looks like it'll pass through a little quicker. So we'll talk about that in a split second, but let's kick off with the warmer winds coming through now for northern New Zealand. Colder than average for the past few days. Now we're tipping the other way. Subtropical winds coming for the top of the country. And for the central parts of New Zealand, your airflow coming out of the New South Wales, Queensland border. So certainly warm weather coming through. Even down around Southland, it's looking a little bit milder than it was earlier in the week. So let's have a look at Friday. Because of this warmer airflow, these places in the east are leaning a few degrees to several degrees above average. Same story in the north of both islands, especially up here with this subtropical wind and around Nelson and Marlborough, where you've got not only a nor'wester coming through, but it's coming out of the, like I said, that New South Wales, Queensland area. So here we look for Friday. In comes that warmer wind for northern New Zealand, but it brings with it some wet weather. Some of those showers could get a little heavy around Taranaki, Waikato, maybe even Auckland later in the day. There's a risk of a thunderstorm. It's mostly out at sea, but when you've got a big westerly flow like that, could easily come in. Fairly mild for the South Island. The winds aren't very strong for you as well on Friday. By Saturday, here comes the next big low pressure system. This is one of three on the way within the next 10 days. So we've got a very unsettled pattern coming. Get used to it. The further north you are, the less extreme it will be. The further south you are, the windier it will be. And on the west coast, the wetter it will be, and also more fluctuations in temperatures. There's another cold change building here. You can see it growing. The winds are still strong across many areas, and now the South Island's got windier weather with that low coming in. By the way, with low pressure coming through and strong winds, that means the waves are going to be picking up. We'll talk about that very, very quickly in a moment. But as you can see on Sunday, that low tracks by. So it's moving fairly fast, and also the center of it, very different to the one we just had, which looked more like a cyclone, had all the, like a tropical cyclone, had all the winds packed around the center. This one's different. It's more like a extratropical system where the middle is nice and wide, and the winds are all strong on the outer edges of it, squashing against high pressure. So windy weather coming through on Sunday, that'll generate big swells. We saw what happened to Wellington yesterday. There's another chance for similar wave action on the west coast coming this Sunday. These wave heights are around the 6-7 metre mark. So that's pretty big. That's what Wellington was getting. They're actually only 5 metres. So this could be quite serious for some parts of the west coast going through Sunday, as those big waves and on top of that big wind, and as well as that, lower air pressure, which helps lift the sea. So there could be a bit of coastal flooding on the west coast this Sunday. Just an early heads up on that. The good news is by Monday, the winds ease, the storm quickly moving away off our shores. But yes, there's the next one building already, so it doesn't take long. There's a little bit of low pressure up to the north. We hope that arrives. It's squashed between a Tasman high and a Pacific one, but it could bring a little bit more rain to those drought areas. And our final map is for Tuesday. Thought we'd end on a positive note. High pressure around the country and a few showers to the north up there clearing. So that's a pretty good forecast, I think. And also the dark blue line, which indicates cold wintry weather, is south of everybody, even south of the Chatham Islands. But that next system will be coming our way. The air pressure, 960 hectopascals, that's pretty deep, and the one after it might be even deeper. So get used to the unsettled weather. This is very normal for autumn, but the pattern down here in the Southern Ocean looks more like winter. So that's why we're getting some of these wintry blasts now coming in to the lower South Island. I'll see you again tomorrow with the very latest.